Hello there guys, it's Stephen here, back with part 5 of my mammoth 24-part series reviewing every single player from this incredible formidables or domestic trebles season. It's been an absolute roller coaster of a year, and last night I decided like an idiot to try and review every single player. There's 2 more videos tonight. First up, you've got our Brazilian fullback Danilo, and after that we've got Nicolas Otamendi following. I was going to do 4 tonight, but my parents are around for tea, so I thought I'd be sensible and be a good son and not dedicate all my night to editing while I sat there having some food. But today I'm going to look at Danilo. Beforehand though, as ever, I want to say thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring this channel. Absolute heroes. Go download the link in the description below. As you can see as well by the news scrolling down all the side, the Guardiola to Juventus stuff, absolute nonsense. Who is surprised by that? It's genuinely rubbish. Don't believe everything you read in the press, because most of it doesn't happen, and most of it's bollocks as well, if we're being totally honest. Go download it, dead good, promise you. But today we're going to look at Danilo. If you don't know, I basically reviewed last night, who was it? It was Muric, Bravo, Edison, and Kyle Walker. So go and watch those videos. There's a playlist on my channel, and hit subscribe if you want to be involved and not miss any single video that's posted. There's loads more to come, and another one tonight, of course. So let's look at Danilo then. It's been a very interesting one for Danilo, hasn't it, really? It hasn't been a great season, if we're being honest. Very much a man on the outside. And when you got to consider the fact that he turns 28 in a couple of months' time, he's also a very decorated player, won Champions League, won loads of league titles at loads of different great clubs. He hasn't really played much football. Now, he's only had 9 Premier League starts, and according to Who Scored, which are a pretty reliable site, he's had a 7.01 rating in those, with 2 sub-appearances too, 1 Champions League start and 1 sub-appearance, 2 FA Cup starts and 2 sub-appearances, 3 League Cup starts and 2 sub-appearances. So he's not even played most of the actual kind of cup games either, really. Only 15 starts all season and 22 appearances. That's just 925 minutes in total. That's the kind of stuff that an academy lad breaking through would get, not a seasoned Brazilian international, seasoned winner of trophies. Did have a couple of moments in general. I thought he was pretty good when he got his spell of games around December. He played versus Liverpool, of course, in January as well, in a makeshift back 4, and he was pretty good that day. In fact, I thought he was very good. He also scored a goal and picked up, according to Who Scored, man of the match against Huddersfield in January in a very convincing performance that day. And he got an assist a couple of weeks later in a 5-0 victory over Burnley, and he was good in that from what I remember. I thought he got forward really well, very tenacious in the tackle, and showed what a good player he is. But in general, he didn't really play much, did he? I think that was pretty obvious, and we can't really gloss over the fact that he's hardly been involved. He's played less this season than he did last year. I think last season he made 13 starts in the league and only made 9 this season, which shows in general, for a man of his experience, he's starting to fall down the pecking order. And at one point last season, he looked like he was going to be the kind of first-choice left-back replacement if someone like Mendy wasn't around. But he got overtaken by Delph, and then Zinchenko's ahead of him this year, despite Delph's bad form. It's not really been great for Danilo, if we're being totally honest, and he's better than that. I think in general, it's a shame that we've never really got to see Danilo get 10 games in a row, because I've got no doubt that he'd be a very good footballer under Guardiola's tutelage. He's got bags of energy, pace, he gets forward much better than Kyle Walker. Defensively, he's not maybe as solid as Walker, and maybe doesn't have quite as much pace, but he's still fast. Going forward, it's not even close. He's just a better attacker, and I really love his infield drives when he gets running at teams. He offers a different dimension, but for whatever reason, Guardiola hasn't been sold on Danilo. I think that much is obvious, because he would have played a lot more, especially in the Cups when he's only made 2 FA Cup starts, 3 League Cup starts. I feel like he would have played all those games if he was trusted a little bit more, because even though he was a reserve player, you think he would still play the FA Cup games or whatever, the reserve competitions, but no, not even in that instance. And just 1 Champions League start, 2 FA Cup starts. It isn't really the performances of a man that's overly trusted in terms of game time, which is a shame. I honestly believe if he got loads of games, he might have actually started to impress people, but it's not really happened for Danilo, which is... It happens sometimes. I think he'll probably get sold in the summer. There's a lot of rumours about Inter Milan being linked to him, and it makes sense. I think they're they're going to work out if they're going to be the Champions League or Europa League first. It's still, I think, in balance for them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is. And if they get Champions League, well, they'll have a Champions League budget. And someone like Danilo, well, they've got obviously a long lineage of Brazilian fullbacks, and he'd be another to add to that list. More than capable. I do like Danilo. I genuinely do. But for him, and I'm going to give him a score that would be quite disappointing, but for him, I think you'd probably see it as fair. I'm going to give him a 6, because I think when he's played, 5.5. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to say it's been a disappointing season. I'm going to give him 5.5. That's not to say he hasn't played well, but overall, for him and his personal season, I think the reason he probably wants to leave now is because he feels disappointed. 5 is bang in the middle average. Slightly above that because he's played well when he's played, but I can't go as high as 6 because he's not even had an average season. It's been slightly below average in terms of game types and all that kind of stuff. I really genuinely like Danilo. He's a good player. But it looks like his time at Manchester City is coming to an end, unfortunately. I would love to have seen more of him play the blue shirt. But it's just not happened. He obviously isn't trusted, maybe. I don't know. But he's not going to be a Manchester City player next season, most likely. He could stay around, but I just can't see it. We're linked to loads of players in terms of fullbacks as well. Cancelo's linked a lot. He could be the like-for-like replacement, even though that might not happen. He could be here next season. But it's been a disappointing season for Danilo. He's done himself no harm when he played, but for whatever reason, he hasn't been trusted. And I think, in general, for someone who's his age, with his experience, he probably should be a first-team starter somewhere. It just happens to be Kyle Walker. He's obviously Guardiola's choice there at right back. Anyway, guys, that's just my thoughts on Danilo season. Let me know in the comments below if you think he's had a good season, where you think he'll be next year. Should he go? Should we keep him for another season? Should he have been tried at left back? If he does go, who do you want to see him replace him in the squad? And do we need a replacement at all? And is my score fair? Don't forget as well to check all the other videos in terms of Ederson, Bravo, Muric, Kyle Walker, and Otamendi will be coming not long after this video, maybe like an hour or so after this. Anyway, thank you to all these guys scrolling down the side. They're my Patreons, patreon.com/Esteemed Kompany, and I'll see you very soon.